So it's official. News that the 5th-year option for Trey Lance's contract won't be being picked up by the Dallas Cowboys has been confirmed as expected. We all knew they were not going to pay $22 million for what could still end up potentially being a backup quarterback, or worst case scenario, they would already be on the hook for about $55 million for Dak Prescott, and adding another $22 million to that is just ridiculous. So you'd be better off starting off with a brand new rookie, right? So we all knew Trey Lance's deal wasn't going to get that 5th year picked up. And now fans have jumped to the conclusion that this is the worst trade the Cowboys have ever taken part in. And I got some news for you. The diehard Cowboys fans, they know it's been much, much worse. Let's take a quick look at the top 3 worst trades in Dallas Cowboys history, shall we? And be sure to subscribe for more Dak Prescott and Dallas Cowboys coverage on the record. Before we get started, honorable mention to the Amari Cooper trade. They gave up a 1st-round pick to essentially rent Amari Cooper for a season and a half and then give him up for a bag of chips. So shame on y'all, Jerry. I would be remiss if I didn't bring that trade up. But either way, let's get to the actual list. The number 3 worst trade in franchise history since the turn of the century, at least, in my opinion, has to be the Trey Lance trade. Not because of necessarily the value that they gave up with the pick, even though a 4th-round pick in the 2024 NFL draft would have gotten you a starting running back with fresh legs, but I still like the Zeke move. But that still would have gotten you a fresh legged running back. And you gave up a 4th-round pick for Trey Lance in this year's draft, which admittedly, the 49ers didn't do all that much with. I don't think I would have wanted any of the actual players that they took with their 4th-round picks. They took Isaac Guerendo with one of their 4th-rounders. They took Malik Mustafa, who's a good safety, prospect, so he could end up being a good player, right? And they took Jacob Cowing with their 4th-round picks. I'm not exactly sure which one of those picks was the Cowboys pick, but those are their 4th-round guys, and time will tell how damaging they could possibly be to the Cowboys in the future or the rest of the league, or how good they actually turn out to be. But that's not the point. The point is, you gave up a 4th-rounder for Trey Lance when other guys in the league, starters, established players, guys who were top draft picks as well, didn't go for anywhere near that value, at least not straight up, right? The Falcons traded Desmond Ridder to get Rondale Moore back. The Commanders traded away Sam Howell, and they got back a 2024 3rd-round pick and a 5th-round pick. The Seahawks got back a quarterback that could potentially be a bridge quarterback of the future, but they also got a 2024 4th-round pick back and a 2024 6th-round pick back, so they still got pretty damn good value back. And they didn't leave a giant gaping hole in the middle of their draft. Steelers traded away Kenny Pickett, a guy that has led his team to the playoffs as a starter. Even though he has baby hands, he led his team to the playoffs with those baby hands. Steelers got a 2024 3rd-round pick back and 2 2025 7th-round picks. The Eagles got Kenny Pickett and a 2024 4th-round pick back. So again, you're really looking at that 2024 4th-round pick and the 2024 3rd-round pick, and they're swapping those, and the Eagles get a good backup quarterback back. That's a decent trade for the value that they gave up. The Patriots trade away their 2-year starter and Mac Jones, and they only got back a 6th-round pick for it. The Bears traded away Justin Fields and only got back a conditional 2025 6th-round pick for it. And see, those 2 trades right there mainly are the ones that really make the Trey Lance trade a glaringly bad trade. And just in case you ain't figured it out yet, the reason that this trade is so damn bad is because this dude is never going to actually play a single snap for the Cowboys in the regular season, it seems like. So, yeah, that was a wasted 4th-round pick. So, that's why it's looked at as a bad trade, but trust me, it's nowhere near the worst trade the Joneses have done. In fact, I would argue the 2nd worst trade had to do with this guy that's currently on the screen behind me, Roy Williams. Who remembers this trade, y'all? The Cowboys gave up a 1st and 3rd-round draft pick to acquire Roy Williams from the Detroit Lions before the 2008 trade deadline. The Cowboys later signed a washed Roy Williams to a $54 million contract extension. This was way back in 2008. Imagine the fact that they playing with Dak Prescott's money right now, and they gave a contract extension to a washed Roy Williams being shipped out of a winless Detroit Lion team. Y'all shut up! Give Dak his money, man. This was by all accounts a terrible trade. Roy Williams made absolutely no actual impact for the Dallas Cowboys. He played for 2 seasons here and only got 596 yards and 530 yards in those seasons for a first-round draft pick. At least when we got Amari, he actually performed like a dude that you would give a first-round draft pick up for. Roy Williams was a terrible trade. But he wasn't somehow. That wasn't the worst trade in Cowboys history. Are we sure we want the Joneses trying to do trades, man? Because who remembers this guy? Joey Galloway. All his talent had galloped away by the time he got to Dallas. The Cowboys probably made their worst trade in franchise history on this day. In February of 2000, they traded 2 first-round picks straight up, y'all, for Joey Galloway to Seattle. Now, we talked about the Roy Williams trade. And you know, the thing that kind of takes the sting out of the first rounders that the Cowboys gave up for the Roy Williams trade, the thing that kind of takes the sting out of those is those players ended up turning into, at number 20, Brandon Pettigrew, which he didn't have a good career, y'all. And in the 3rd round, Derek Williams, who also had a very, very minuscule NFL career, and an Aaron Brown. Those picks didn't actually turn into like game-changing guys. The picks that we gave up for Joey Galloway, one of them turned into this gap-toothed menace, Sean Alexander, bro. One of the first-round picks we traded away turned into an NFL MVP running back. One of the very few running backs who have ever won MVP in the NFL. In fact, in the 2000s, I think Sean Alexander, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Adrian Peterson may be the only running backs to have actually won MVP since the turn of the century, man. There may be one more in there that I'm forgetting about, but either way, this was a terrible trade. And thus I ask you guys, are we sure we want the Joneses trying to wheel and deal by way of trading? Or should we just leave them to their own devices and let them draft? Because they've had a lot more success drafting. They've gotten a lot more all-pros and productivity out of their draft picks than they've ever gotten out of their free agent signings or the trades that they've made. I'm just saying, man, those be the facts. We still them same old Cowboys, and they need to stay far away from these types of trades, bro. They suck at trade. Take it away, man.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Shut up, my boy. Hey! I'm still them boys.